Good morning, dear St. Marians. 10th class, once again, we welcome you from St. Mary's to study geography. In my last video, I have given you some of the revision questions, and I hope many of you have seen, but none of you have answered except two good students named Rahul and Rachel. I appreciate these two students who have answered through comment box. Remaining others can also become like Rachel and Rahul. All are genius, I hope so. So now, once again, I have come upon one of the practice question that is from board exams. In your board exams, like this first part of geography, you will get 30 marks. In this, you have to attempt all question from this part. Question number one will be a topographic sheet. Like here, study the extract of the survey map of sheet number 45D by 7 easting 91 to 01 and northing 73 to 83. And you have to answer the following. For example, first we have given a six-figure grid reference of spot height 0.542, and then second part of this temple at Joel, both carry 1 marks. Then what is mean by RF? RF you have studied in 8th class also, representative fraction. You have to write full as well as formula, definition as well as formula. What is the total area given of the given map extract in kilometers? That I told you how to calculate. You try. Calculate the distance in kilometers along the cart track linking Joel in the grid square 9282 to Erniewala in grid square 9481. D question is, what is the direction of the main river given in the map extract? Then we have, on which bank of the main river is the village Chekla situated? We have E question here, what is the main form of irrigation in the southeast area of the map extract? Then give a reason why the streams in the grid square 9478 do not join a river. F question, we have identified the landform shown by the contours in the grid square 9473. What does 4R written against the blue dot in the grid square 9973 represent? Here I have to just point question number C once again. This question C, this will be, I think, taking time for you to do it because you have to mark along the curved road, or you can say it's a curved track. Car track is curved track. So you have to use twine. If you will find difficulty, you can leave C question, except that you have to continue up to here. All questions are very clear. I'm reading fast. Go through it. We were on G question now. In what way is the pattern of the settlement in grid square 9574 from that in the grid square 9774? What difference do you notice in the pattern of the drainage in the grid square 9574 and the drainage pattern in the grid square 9382? What is the compass direction of Anthroly from Sangla? That also I have taught you. Which is the most important settlement shown in the map extract? Give a reason for your answer. That also I have told you. Name one man-made and one natural feature in the grid square 9473. Identify the feature given in the black curved lines in grid square 9679. Name any two modes of transport used in the given map extract. So like this you can do it. Now we have second part of this. What inference can be drawn about the general occupation of the people living in the southeast area of the map extract? Give a reason for your answer. So first one you have to do, it's a homework for you, and later I'll be solving all these answers. If you have a problem, I'll be giving you guidelines how to do it. But let me know your clear problem in the comment box. Show your interest. Class 10th geography is important for you. Now question 2 I will be guiding you next week. I'll give you outline map in your revision and you have to do that. Till then we are moving on our chapter 8. Dear students, we are on chapter 8 now, that is climate. I have begun this chapter in my previous videos and I told you about seasons. First season I have told you that is hot dry summer, and now we are on the second season, the southwest monsoon season. What is southwest monsoon season? Let us see. Southwest monsoon season is the season of the general rainfall. In this, the season lasts from June to September. The differential heating of the land and sea during the summer months cause the monsoon winds to drift towards the subcontinent. The large landmasses to the north of the Indian Ocean get intensely heated during April and May. This causes the formation of intense low pressure in the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. Since the pressure in the ocean to the south of the landmass is high, it attracts southeast trade winds which prevail in the southern hemisphere. These southeast trade winds, after crossing the equator, deflected towards the right because of the Coriolis force and reach west coast of the southwest monsoon. These winds bring heavy rainfall accompanied by violent thunder and lightning. This sudden violent onset of rainfall in the first week of June termed as burst of monsoon. It's very important point, burst of monsoon. It can come in your board exam, so keep in mind. However, when the southwest monsoon fail to bring rainfall for the 2 or more weeks, there is a dry period. Let us see in between what is the source of rainfall. Source of rainfall is given here in this box. Learn this box carefully. You can see source of rainfall for Punjab and Haryana. The three sources of rainfall are western disturbances, first point, southwest monsoon winds in Arabian Sea, southwest monsoon winds, Bay of Bengal branch. So these are the three reasons for Punjab Haryana rain. Three source. For Tamil Nadu coast, the three sources of rainfall are southwest monsoon winds, northeast monsoon winds, and retreating monsoon. Okay, now let's move. After burst of monsoon, we have to see break of monsoon. So continuing from page number 92, you see I have just read burst of monsoon. After that, when the southwest monsoon fails to bring rainfall for 2 or more weeks, there is a dry period in the rainy season. It is called as break of monsoon. So you can underline these two terms and learn them by heart. The first state to receive the monsoon showers in Kerala, also the last to see its withdrawal. So Kerala is the state which first received the monsoon showers and also to see the withdrawal. As a result of the tapering topography of peninsular India, the southwest monsoon winds divides into two branches, Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. Here in the map itself, you can see temperature pressure of prevailing winds of the cyclone in the month of July. It's given here. So mean temperatures are given in the ski box, which are very, very important. You have to go through this color coding and have to see in Leh, in Srinagar, in other states, what kind of pattern has been used. Here, black lines, I have to told you, isobars. What are isobars? Isobars are joining the lines of the places which are having same atmospheric pressure. So these lines where they are crossing, they have same atmospheric pressure at 8:30 Indian Standard Time. This has been recorded. So morning time. Prevailing winds are shown by this purple arrows that you can keep in mind. So this map you have to go through. India mean temperatures in July, it's here. And here you can see two branches are there. This is Arabian Sea. And where is Bay of Bengal? You are well familiar. Here is Bay of Bengal. So like this, these two branches are divided. We have to see them. Now, the rains bring down the temperature and hence some respite from heat. Respite, relax. However, there is a relief only as long as it rains because relative humidity is quite high during July, August. In Mumbai, the temperature drops 10 degrees after a week's rain. Nagpur sees maximum of 45 degree in May, which drops to 31 degrees Celsius in July. The Arabian Sea branch. The monsoon winds originating over the Arabian Sea further split into three branches. It's one of the branches obstructed by the Western Ghat. These regions go up to the slopes of the Western Ghats, become cool, and bring heavy rainfall in the windward side of the Shadris. Shadris are in Western Ghats in the western coastal plain. After crossing the Ghats, these wind descents get heated up and thereby the humidity of the wind reduced. Now, explaining from page number 94, consequently, these winds cause little rainfall in the east of the Western Ghats, that is, the rain shadow area. The second branch of the Arabian Sea monsoon winds strike the coast of the north of Mumbai. These winds move further along the Narmada and Tapi river valleys, cause fair amount of rainfall in the central India. The Chota Nagpur plateau receives 15 centimeter of rainfall from this branch. After that, it enters the Ganga plain and mingles with the Bay of Bengal branch. The third branch strikes the Saurashtra Peninsula and the Kutch. After that, it passes over the Rajasthan along the Aravallis, causing scanty rainfall. The Arabian Sea branch joins the Bay of Bengal branch in the Punjab and Haryana, and together these two branches cause rainfall in the western Himalayas. I hope it's very easy to read. If you'll be reading with me, I hope it will be very clear to you. And if you have doubt, please ask. The Bay of Bengal branch we are now. What is Bay of Bengal branch? The Bay of Bengal branch is directed toward the coast of the Myanmar part of the southeast Bangladesh. However, owing to the presence of the Arakan Hills along the coast of the Myanmar, a large part of this branch of the monsoon is deflected toward the Indian subcontinent. The monsoon therefore enters West Bengal, Bangladesh, and southeast instead of the southwesterly direction. Now this branch bifurcates. Bifurcates means divide into two branches. That is, one along the Ganga plains, another along the Brahmaputra valley. These branches cause wide spread of rain in the Ganga plains, Brahmaputra valley, and Garo Khasi Jinta hills. Garo and Khasi of Meghalaya. Cherrapunji and Mesoram, located on the crest of the southern range of the Khasi hills, receive the highest average rainfall in the world. See, in this Bay of Bengal branch, you all can see these hills are shown here. Garo, Khasi, and Janta hills are there. So these are just blocking all the moisture bringing winds, and that's why this side, windward side, getting a lot of rainfall, highest in the world. So keep in mind. Distribution of rainfall received from the southwest monsoon is largely governed by the relief of the topography. For example, Mahabaleshwar on the windward side of the Western Ghat register a rainfall over 250 centimeter, whereas Pune on the leeward side of these Ghats receive less than 70 centimeter of rainfall. Likewise, the heavy precipitation in the northeastern state due to the occurrence of the hilly ranges in these states, there is a decrease in the rainfall as one goes from east to west. During this particular season, Kolkata receives about 120 centimeter, Patna about 102 centimeter, Allahabad 91 centimeter, and Delhi 56 centimeter. Okay, so all these are there. Southwest monsoon winds and Arabian Sea branch. Distinguish between is there Bay of Bengal branch. So this is also very important for you. Please note in notebook, and it's in homework for you. So you have to note down them. Note it. Got it? I hope you all got it. Now, coming on page 95, I have told you about Bay of Bengal branch, and then we told you about different rainfalls in different cities. Now, the Tamil Nadu coast remain dry during this season. Which season? That is in the Arabian Sea branch, that is southwest monsoon season. Tamil Nadu does not get any rainfall during this season. This is because Tamil Nadu coast is located parallel of the Bay of Bengal branch of the southwest monsoon. Further, it lies in the rain-shed area of the Arabian Sea branch of the southwest monsoon. That is why this is an important reason why Tamil Nadu coast remain dry during southwest monsoon season. This is one of the board question also that you can note it down. Let us see now retreating monsoon. The southwest monsoon starts retreating from the northern India in early October. Hence, the month of October and November are well known for the retreating monsoon. The season for this retreat is that the monsoon throw of low pressure over Ganga plains become weaker due to the apparent southward movement of the sun. The low pressure throw gradually replaced by the higher pressure. The retreat of the monsoon is marked by clear skies and drop in night temperature. The land remains moist. The combination of high temperature and humidity give rise to an oppressive weather. This is commonly known as October heat. This is also an important term. Note it down, underline. Day temperature rises due to their clear skies. Here we have come across now one more map is here. Please go through it carefully. Temperature, pressure, prevailing winds in the cyclone in the month of October we have. Similarly, we have seen in July previous pages, and now we are seeing in the month of October. Mean temperatures are shown by different shadings. Please note it down in different parts of India what kind of shadings, what kind of rainfall is there in the month of October. Okay. Again, isobars are shown and prevailing winds are shown. I hope you will be thorough with this. Just observe, no need to practice this map. There are other maps which I will tell you for practice. Okay, now let us see. The low pressure condition are transferred to the center of Bay of Bengal by early November. This shift of the low pressure area is marked by cyclonic depression which originate over the Andaman Sea. Some of the cyclonic depression managed to cross the eastern coast of the southern peninsula, resulting in heavy, widespread rains on the coast of Tamil Nadu and the parts of Odisha. These cyclonic storms move from the northeast to the southwest. We are on next page now, 96. The retreating monsoon are generally dry except on the coastal areas of Tamil Nadu, Odisha, and parts of Karnataka. The bulk of rain of the Coromandel coast is dry from the depression and the cyclone. Retreating monsoon rainfall in some places is as heavy as summer monsoon season. Interior parts of the deck can remain dry because they lie in the rain-shed area of the eastern Ghats. You can see here we have two more maps now on this page. Monsoon season in the September month and monsoon season in the month of November. You see very less arrows are shown in the second map. And how receding monsoon, how monsoon receded, low pressure, throw shift causing the retreat of the monsoon winds. So this is showing like this, two maps. Observe them carefully and we can keep in mind. Now, let us see tropical cyclone. What are this tropical cyclone? There are tropical depression, that is low pressure system originating in the Bay of Bengal caused by the local variation of the heat and moisture. They led to the tropical cyclone in November and December. Such cyclones generally originate in the neighborhood of the Andaman Islands between 12° north and 17° north and travel west or northwest over the Bay of Bengal. Whenever they occur, they cause great loss of life and property due to heavy rains on the eastern coastal region of India. Let us know what is October heat. October is marked by clear cloudless skies, high high temperature and high humidity. As explained earlier, this sultry oppressive weather is referred as October heat. So, this sultry oppressive weather, we are not feeling comfortable, that is October heat. In a transition period between let us see here now. In the transition period between hot rainy season and cold dry season by the end of October or by the beginning of November, fine weather conditions prevail over the rest of the subcontinent. Now we are moving on the fourth season, that is northeast monsoon season. The cold weather season commences at the end of November and continues till March. The skies are relatively clear with dry weather. Night temperature are low, especially in the northern India, but days are pleasantly warm. The mean temperature in the northern plains is below 20 degrees Celsius and gets even lower in the Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, and Haryana. Temperature. In winter season, January is usually the coldest month. The temperature remains quite low. During the winter month over the Indian subcontinent, the temperature decreases from, the temperature decreases from, let us see. We are on page number 97 now. Talking about the temperature decreases from south to north. The mean maximum temperature for the month of January at Trivandrum is as high as 31 degrees Celsius, at Calicut 26 degrees Celsius, at Chennai 24 degrees Celsius, and Varanasi about 16 degrees Celsius, and at Jammu only 10 degrees Celsius. You can see the variation. The night temperature in the Gangetic Plain varies from 2.5 degrees Celsius to 17.5 degrees Celsius. Temperature fall below freezing point in the higher reaches of the Himalayas. Dras Valley in Kashmir near Kargil records minimum temperature of minus 45 degrees Celsius. See what is the variation. It is the coldest place in India. What? Dras Valley in Kashmir near Kargil. The excessive cold in the North India during this season is due to the following reason. Let us see the reason. In the month of February, the cold winds from Caspian Sea and Turkmenistan bring cold wave over the northwestern part of India. Punjab, Haryana, and Rajasthan experience continental type of climate as they are located far away from the sea to experience its moderating influence, and the snowfall in the nearby Himalayan ranges creates cold wave situation. Meanwhile, you can observe this map is here. Temperature, pressure, prevailing winds on cyclones in the month of January, as we have seen in July and October. Now we are on January season. In what January season? What is the condition of mean temperature in different parts of India? Observe very carefully. So, isobars, in millibars they are showing what is the pressure. That also you can keep in mind. In morning time only it is recorded, and prevailing winds direction is different. What was in month of July and October, it is just reversed in the month of January. Okay. Now let us see in peninsular India. The average temperature lies between 20 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius, and it does not have any well-defined cold weather season. The coastal areas hardly experience any seasonal change in the distribution pattern of the temperature due to moderating influence of the sea and proximity to the equator. For example, the mean temperature of the June at Trivandrum is 29.5 degrees Celsius, and it is 31 degrees Celsius for January. Let us see pressure now. Before just observing the pressure, you see here we have an important map. It is important. We are given here heavy precipitation, rainfall, winds in different parts, and what they are showing here, you can see heavy precipitation is shown by these lines, and red arrows are showing winds in different parts of India. What is the direction of winds is shown. So this is one of the important map. This you can practice India winter rainfall. This can be important for you. So let us see now pressure. The weather in this season is characterized by feeble high pressure condition over the northwestern part of the plains. This is because of the oblique rays of the sun, which reaches the subcontinent as sun moves to the southern hemisphere. During this season, the northeast trade winds prevail over the country. These winds blow from land to sea, and hence for the most part of the country, it is dry season. However, when these winds pass over the Bay of Bengal, they pick up some of the moisture and cause some amount of rainfall in the Coromandel coast. As these winds blow from the northeast to the southwest, they are called northeast monsoon. Now let us see what are temperate cyclone and western disturbances. A characteristic feature of the cold weather season in is the inflow of the depression from the west and the northwest. This low pressure system called the western disturbances. Underline this definition and you can keep in mind. So this western disturbances originate in the West Asia and the regions. So where this western disturbances originate in the West Asia and the regions near Mediterranean Sea. They travel eastward across the Iran and Pakistan and reaches India during the winter season. They bring much needed winter rain over the plains and snowfall in the mountains. On an average, 4 or 5 such depressions affect India, in each of the winter months, they are generally active between December and February. Though the amount of winter rainfall is small, it is of considerable importance for the cultivation of rabi crop. And in between, I have here tropical cyclone and temperate cyclone. Distinguish between, this is important, so you can learn them. Got it? Note down in your notebook and please learn tropical cyclone and temperate cyclone difference between. Let us see rainfall. In most part of India do not receive rainfall in the winter season. This is because the winter monsoon have little humidity and due to anticyclonic circulation on land, the possibility of the rain from them decrease. However, there are some areas in which we do receive rainfall in the winter season. They are as follows. Central part of India, northern part of peninsula get occasional rainfall in winter. Some weak temperate cyclones from the Mediterranean Sea cause rainfall in Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Western Uttar Pradesh. Though the amount of this rainfall is merged, it is quite beneficial for the rabi crops. The northeastern part of India also gets rainfall during the winter months. Arunachal Pradesh and Assam gets rain between 25 mm to 50 mm during winter. In the months of October and November, the northeast monsoon, while crossing over the Bay of Bengal, pick up moisture and bring torrential rainfall over Tamil Nadu coast and the southern tip of the Andhra Pradesh. Distribution of rainfall. Let us see distribution of rainfall. The distribution of rainfall is determined by the following. The pressure conditions and the direction of the relief feature, the direction of the winds bearing moisture, cyclonic depression determined by the pressure gradient. India can be divided into 4 rainfall regions, that is heavy rainfall region. This region experiences more than 200 centimeter of rainfall annually and includes the following areas. The withdrawal of the side of the western Ghats like western coastal plain and the slopes of the western Ghats. Meghalaya Hill, that is Garo Khasi Janta Hills we are talking of, and southern slopes of the eastern Himalayas, that is Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and West Bengal. Moderate rainfall region. This region receives rainfall ranging from 100 centimeter to 200 centimeter a year. The following areas are included in this region. The northern parts of Andhra Pradesh, the southern part of Tamil Nadu, the middle Ganga Valley, some portion of the western Ghat, eastern Ghat, Maharashtra, and Madhya Pradesh. We have next low rainfall region. So low rainfall region, the rainfall in these region is scarce. Scarce means less, varying from 50 to 100 centimeter only. The areas of scanty rainfall are parts of Deccan Plateau comprising the regions of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, eastern Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana and Kashmir. Scanty rainfall region, these areas get least rainfall and less than 50 centimeter annually. Deserts and semi-desert areas are included in this. The following areas come in this region, that is southern Punjab, western Rajasthan, parts of Ladakh, the rain shadow region of the western Ghats lying in the Deccan Plateau. Let us see in between. We have one more very important map. So this map all have to practice it. It's a good map. This you can practice. All of you. Okay. So practice it. This is a good map. You have to see key and you can observe, see and draw the different shadings. Shadings they can ask in your exam, India and Nil form. Features of the rainfall. Let us see what are the features of rainfall. Main features of the rainfall are there is rainfall over the 3 month and the rest of the year is mostly dry. 70% of the annual rainfall occurs in the rainy season. The rains are mainly of relief type. The withdrawal slopes of the mountains get more rainfall than the leeward side. So this is a fact. We have more factors now. Only a small portion of the rainfall received from the sources other than the monsoon, like cyclonic rainfall, conventional rainfall. So all these, this is our third point. The quantity and the time occurrence of the rainfall cannot be predicted as the rainfall is erratic. Erratic means that is not sure, not certain, not in the hand of human being. It is in the hand of Almighty. We can only predict. So some predictions can be by meteorological department. It is because this uncertainty. This uncertainty that sometimes there are floods and sometimes are droughts. So sometimes it's very heavy rainfall and sometimes it's very, very less. So this is what is happening. That is called uncertainty or erraticness of the rainfall. India has an agrarian economy depending on the rainfall. As such, rainfall affects the economy of the country. So that was about the chapter. There are questions on this page number 102 and one of the important question. This also you have to practice in notebook. This is one of the important question. This you have to practice carefully, and there are other questions also. Find all these answers carefully, and you can mark in textbook only, except which are practice. I told you just important question. You can write some of the important questions, and remaining you can just mark in text. Again, from question number 4, we have on page number 103 different marking scheme is same only. First two questions have 2 marks, third and fourth question have 3 marks. So like this it can come in exam. Learn all the questions, they are important. Okay, I hope you all will mark the answers. If any doubts are coming, doubts are arising, please ask in comment box. Don't waste time. Okay, then we have other questions on page number 104 also. Last question, D portion. Geographical reason we have to give in this. Some problems are coming, you can ask me. Remaining all things are in chapter and in explanation. I'll show you some of the slides also in the coming classes. Till then, you take care. This map work is homework for you. This you can do it in homework. So all the best. Take care, stay at home, keep learning, don't waste time. Have a nice day. Keep it up.